there's no way one will not look at it as self-appraisal, which is normal, first of all. I subscribe to the school of thought that looks at it as songs of praise for oneself. Because in Nigeria of today, we are supposed to have what you know more than I do, Freedom of Information Act. But the issue is that it has been very difficult for the people of Nigeria, for the citizens of Nigeria, to ask for information needed to educate the general public. It has not always been easy. So if the Bola Akinterinwa administration decides to come forward with their own version of the truth, with their own version of the information, nothing is wrong with that. Our own is to now sit down, query, accept, disagree with what they claim to have done. I think it's a welcome development. More importantly, since they are looking at this thing from the perspective that come May 29, it will be half time. So it is good. It is a very good strategic calculation to want to change the perception of people before that date.
But wait a second, sir. What criteria should be used to evaluate the performance of these ministers? And how should their scorecards be measured against these standards?
In many ways. First of all, the government had a manifesto, an agenda, setting out the objectives. So we should first of all start with the objectives. To what extent has the government laid foundations for attaining the set objectives? Is there any strong foundation? The achievements, are they consistent with set objectives? Second criterion will be the extent to which hunger and anger has been, factored into their achievements, into their goals. Because you see, many people hold the belief that there is hunger in the land, there is anger in the land. So if the achievements of the federal government are not able to respond to hunger in the land, to anger in the land, then how will you be talking about achievement when political governance itself has two main, two principal objectives, that is security, welfare, happiness of the people?
Shouldn't it then be that the people should be the one giving the ministers the scorecard and not they themselves?
You cannot be more correct, but it has to be both ways too. The government must lay claim to having achieved some set of objectives, but that is one school of thought. The other school of thought is to look at it, are you telling the truth? And that's why you should be commended by raising the issue, to now say, okay, the government is purporting to have done X, Y, Z. What is your own view? So the people will sit down and evaluate. It will be both ways. It cannot just be one.
So what should be done? What should be done to underperforming ministers when measured against those standards?
Case, when a minister is not performing as expected, the natural justice is you kick him out. You kick her out. There is no second. There's no option to that. If by 2 years you cannot lay claim to having done something concrete, why do you be there? What are you doing there?
Professor, do you expect President Tinubu?
A ministerial post is not a primary school, it's not a secondary school where you begin to learn. You must have learned, you must have acquired sufficient knowledge before coming there. You come there to come and perform, not to come and play.
Right. So do you then expect President Tinubu to kick out some ministers come, you know, his going into the third year?
If President Bola Akinterinwa wants to think rightly, because this is a question of political will, yes, he should kick whoever is not performing well in his own interest. Because now Nigerians are increasingly becoming more educated day after day. Even Jimmy Cliff said, the more you live is the more you learn. So if Tinubu is not learning as at today, then he will be undoing himself even for 2027.
Before I let you go, this isn't the first time the federal government will embark on a ministerial briefing. We saw a similar approach during the Buhari administration. What impact do you expect the briefing series to have on this administration's deliverables as we count down to President Tinubu's second year in office?
I think trying to educate the public on his efforts so far have the potential to improve or to shape the perception of his administration. He simply wants to say he's doing well, therefore take it cool. I'm not yet there. I'm yet to attain my objectives, but bear with me. Look at what I have done. Appreciate this. Then look at it when I come back to seek your goods. Please see it objectively. I think that's what they are trying to do. So it's a major impact, positively too.
Right. Thank you so much, Professor Bola Akinterinwa, a lecturer at the Achievers University, Ondo State. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you.